Keeping Grandma Out of Trouble with GDPR. I'm Tanya Hall, and joining me is Jason Hart, CEO of Fresh Security and Chief Technology Officer at Trustonic. Welcome back, Jason.
Hey Tanya, how are you?
I am good. Remind us, if you will, what you do for Fresh Security and also what Trustonic does.
Yeah, so Fresh Security is one of my new startups. It's the ability for any organization to instantly see highly visible individuals in their organization that are highly susceptible to an attack. So it's a real-time service where any of your audience can sign up to now, actually, if they send an email to risk, R-I-S-K, at freshsec.com. That's FRESHSEC.com. Don't put anything in the subject line. Just send an email to freshsec.com. They will be automatically onboarded to the service and they'll see the magic happen right in front of their eyes.
All right, let's get into this. A few weeks ago, a court in the Netherlands ruled that a grandmother violated GDPR by posting photos of her grandchildren on social media without the permission of the children's parents. GDPR does not apply to purely personal or household processing of data. So, what's the basis for this ruling?
Yeah, it's a really interesting ruling by the Netherlands there because, as you said, this is actually personal information, which essentially, then I assume, was taken by the grandmother of their grandchild. So it sets a bit of an interesting situation. Does this mean now that any family member that's taken a picture of any family during a period of time, and then suddenly because there's a falling out within the family, that suddenly legislation kicks in? For me, ultimately, it comes down to who was the custodian of the data in the first place, and at the point of taking that photo, was the owners, were the people who were in the photo, did they originally give permission? But from a digital media point of view, it becomes a really, really interesting and sticky wicket.
Do you expect that the ruling itself is going to set a precedent for social media platforms? I mean, will they have to change sharing permissions for images?
Yeah, I think it comes. I think there's a wider problem here, Tonya, as well, because we all know that any photo or media you put on a social media platform is, even if the user has posted it, has deleted it, we know it's still there. Yeah, so it's the ability to prove that as a custodian that your data is shredded or deleted, and that there's no further trace of it. It's a really hard one.
There were also some financial penalties for this violation, right? I mean, do you expect the court to actually enforce those under GDPR?
Yeah, so I believe it was £50 for every day, up to a maximum of £1,000. Now, to a normal person, £50 a day up to £1,000 in total, that could be a considerable amount of money. But let's assume that applied for a small business, and the value they were getting from that initial posting, or that the advert which had a picture in, and let's assume they're making 50, 60,000 on the revenue. £1,000, is it actually going to influence or actually change the situation in any way? And moreover, it's suddenly now, if you've got thousands of cases out there, how are you going to optimize that? Or from an operational processes point of view, how are you going to you're going to set up a whole new business unit to collect the money? And how do you keep track of that?
Well, let's talk about that, especially from the standpoint of the courts. I mean, what are the implications for the court system? Don't they have better things to do besides handle Facebook photo disputes?
So I think if I was the lawyer or involved, or the judge, it's, hold on, so when was it originally posted? When was the photo originally taken? Because within the photo itself it have metadata. So if it was taken 2-3 years ago, and then it went to court 6 months ago, obviously there was permission in the first instance to do that. Yeah, surely you would press charge, you would push for a court action if you knew the photo had been taken without permission prior to it being posted. So I think personally, from a court point of view, there's maybe a few things that they could have done, or they may have done that, and we're only seeing a small part of the wider story.
Naturally, we need to protect the safety and privacy of children, and we should also respect the wishes of parents. But from a strictly legal aspect, what are the implications for anyone who shares photos?
Um, I think there's, anyone who's sharing photos. First of all, you could argue there is a business case for an online service to say, right, this photo here, I've just taken a photo of you, Tonya. Right, now I've taken a photo. You're going to receive an email. Yeah, you're going to approve and give me permission to to share that photo. Yeah, you could argue there is a bit of a business case for that going forward. Yeah, just to show due care and that you have considered privacy. Yeah, maybe that's the way we have to go.
Jason Hart, CEO of Fresh Security and Chief Technology Officer at Trustonic. If somebody wants to connect with you, Jason, maybe they want to find out more about the work that you do, how can they do that?
Yeah, just reach out to me. It's Jason Hart, HART, .co.uk. That's my website, and you can connect with me there, or you can find me on Twitter, Hart_Jason.
Thanks again, Jason, for joining us. And find more of my interviews right here or at tanyahall.net. Thanks for watching.